Manga-Waido.
My name is Tomoyo Okawa, and I'm 28 years old. I started a business with my friend while we were in college, and I now use that to financially support myself. I say friend, but we were childhood neighbors. We lent each other comic books and went to comic conventions together since we were young. He was basically my geek friend. Hey, Naoki, we need to head to work soon.
Please wait for a second. I'm watching a good scene right now. What? What are you doing?
You can watch it later since it's recorded. Come on, let's get going. This is my childhood friend and business partner, Naoki Kato. He claims he's not interested in a female in the normal 3D world and puts his blood and sweat into a two-dimensional wife. Basically, he was a super nerd. But when we used his knowledge to create a business that's targeted towards geeks, it ended up being a huge success. Reviews that said things like, "This company understands exactly what a geek wants," and "a service that's not too overpriced" spread around. And we were at the point where we needed to find another employee in order to catch up with the workload. I mean, Naoki isn't too obsessed over expanding the business and would say, "We could continue when the timing is right, sir." I didn't want my life to revolve around work either, so I thought that we should slowly do what was within our limits. That's why we still used our own rooms as our office and did work by going to each other's homes. I say office, but since it was our room since childhood, there were a bunch of DVDs, comic books, and piles of magazines. At first glance, it's just a room of a nerd. In addition, we barely met our customers in person, so we always dressed super casually. At first sight, I was an introverted, unemployed nerd, so much that my parents worried about me and asked things like, "Are you sure you're not unemployed?" or "Are you sure you're actually making money?"
Hey! Are you guys playing around in the house again? It's still mid-afternoon! You guys are never gonna be able to live a proper life like that!
There he is again, the guy that makes fun of us because he thinks we're unemployed. This guy is Naoki's older brother, Shoma. Until last year, he was living in a dorm near his university and wasn't in the house. That's why the Kato household was quiet until now. The moment he found a job and came home, he lectured not just Naoki, but me as well.
Work! You guys can't be unemployed forever!
And would say things like that. No matter how many times we told him that we worked from home, he would say,
"Everyone that doesn't work outside is basically just unemployed. Stop making excuses for yourself!"
and wouldn't listen to us. Why is the brother of this introverted nerd an aggressive and athletic type of person? I mean, it's fine that he's athletic, but I was already annoyed over the fact that he kept bothering us about our jobs.
We're going out to our work site to take pictures of some samples now. Dear brother, we would like you to stop bothering us.
What? Work site? You're probably just going to some useless geek event. You're never gonna grow up if you keep doing things like that. I have an idea. I'm gonna head to the train station now, so I'll drive you guys there. I'll drop you guys in the front of the employment services building, so go apply for a job.
We snuck out of the house because Shoma was being so annoying. But when he noticed, he peeked his head out from the second floor and yelled,
"I was gonna be nice and drop you to the employment services. Who do you think you are to disrespect my kindness?"
At this point, he was a neighborhood nuisance. Must be hard living with him. You're braver than you look.
I'm already used to it. I wear headphones in my room and listen to my lovely Ririna-chan, so I don't mind him.
Just like that, we worked at a slow pace and lived life by making quite the income. But one day, I arrived at Naoki's house for a meeting and found him looking super depressed. He explained that Shoma had sold his important DVDs and comics.
My dear brother said the reason you're unemployed is because you keep things like this in your room. My important magazines! My first edition comic books!
What the hell? I can't forgive that guy! But like, isn't the only place that'll buy used goods in the area the Manga-Waido store? Let's try going there. It might not be too late. I was good friends with the owner, so I gave him a call and asked him to keep the items that were brought in today. Then Naoki and I ran to the shop.
It's here! It's this! Sir Tomoya! Sir Owner! I am indebted to you both.
Thanks to the fact that I was friends with the owner, he let us buy back Naoki's items for the same price Shoma sold them for. We were okay for now. But Shoma, selling items that are important to someone without their permission, just because you're siblings doesn't mean you can just do something like that. I was feeling irritated, but on the sidelines, Naoki and the owner of the store began making a deal.
Sir, can you sell me that case with the lock over there?
Sure, I don't mind.
Naoki, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to protect my collection so that this doesn't happen ever again.
I secretly admire Naoki's productiveness and positivity in situations like this. Together, we brought home the case and set it up in Naoki's room.
What the hell is that? You? I kindly sold those things for you, but you brought more?
Dear brother, I'd like for you to never enter my room again. If you do something selfish like this again, family or not, I'm going to report you to the police.
Ugh.
Shoma flinched from being told off so sternly. I wonder if Naoki's threat to report him had worked because for a while, Shoma was quiet. We were finally able to live with some peace and quiet. But only a few weeks later, that day, I was at our work site waiting for Naoki, but he wouldn't arrive no matter how long I waited. Thinking that it was strange and wondering if he might have overslept, I pulled out my cell phone and tried to give him a call. It was at that moment I got a call from an unknown number. Yes, hello?
Oh, Tomiya, sir! Sorry, but can you come pick me up at Mount Manman?
What? Mountain? What in the world are you doing?
Well, actually...
From what I heard, Shoma tricked Naoki and left him deep in the forest. Shoma invited Naoki into his car by saying,
You're going for a meeting, right? I'll drop you off as my way of saying sorry about selling your DVDs a while back.
But the car drove past the meeting spot and headed into the mountains.
Dear brother, where is this place?
You can't act spoiled and be unemployed forever! Get through this difficult path in life by coming down the mountain with your own strength!
Huh? But from here, I can see the Tokyo Big Sight. Just like that, I had my phone taken from me as well.
And? How did you contact me?
Obviously, I used this.
Naoki then pulled out a card-shaped phone. Dude, you really own something like that? I drove the car half shocked, and eventually we were able to arrive home.
Dude, why are you coming home in a car? That's why you've always been and are always going to be unemployed. Tough it up. Go back up the mountain.
Dear brother, I have told you many times that I am not unemployed.
Stop lying! What do you mean you're not unemployed? You spent all day being lazy in a room full of comic books. You can't fool me.
I guess this is unavoidable. Dear brother, this is my bank account statement.
At first, Shoma was annoyed and seemed unfazed by the online bank statement on Naoki's phone, but...
What is this? How many zeros are in there? 100,000? What?
Do you understand now? My monthly salary is $5,000 at the very least. In my well-paid months, I even get $20,000. As you can see, I am in no way unemployed.
By the way, I make about the same salary. So if you're gonna make fun of us, can you do that after you start making more money than us? I gave the final blow to Shoma, who was on the floor in shock. Serves him right. After that, Naoki left his childhood home by saying that he found a wife. Shoma was stunned and dumbfounded when he heard that. He had the face of someone who lost to his brother, whom he had always looked down on. His expression was almost like a manga. It made me laugh. By the way, Naoki's wife isn't a real-life three-dimensional person. It's actually a two-dimensional character that an illustrator for our company writes for him. Naoki was completely in love with this character. It was true that we finally got a proper office and Naoki moved out so that he could be closer to it. Either way, it was hilarious to see Shoma so dumbfounded, so I didn't correct the misunderstanding. As for what happened to Shoma after that, it seems like he lost all his confidence and lived a depressing life as a man with a small ego. Seems as though he stubbornly claimed he could find a wife too, invested all of his money into a strange girl he found online, and was left with an empty savings account. Serves him right, doesn't it? As for Naoki and I, we were slowly making success at expanding our business. To this day, we're having fun working. We're hoping to be able to find more people with the same hobbies as us so that we can work together while having a fun time.